to throw in whatever expertise you have above mine, or information from different committees that I may not be aware of, so that we can all sort of benefit from each other. I just want to go around, and not everybody's met everybody. We have two new people from the spring. Christine isn't here right now, but she will be coming in. And then we are looking for an at-large person. The select board will be appointing, hopefully sometime before the fall, an at-large person for the committee. So we have all 9. So I'm Judy Wilczynski. I was appointed about 2.5 years ago to the committee. I've enjoyed it. I've been truly educated with the information and the grant process, along with getting information from the different committee representatives that are here, that represent, whether it be planning board or recreation or housing or conservation. So it's always nice to share all that information, and truly, truly grateful to Dawn Marie for keeping us going and getting us started for next year. So David?
Thank you very much, Judy. I'm David Janopoulos, and I'm a member of the Yarmouth Historical Commission. So I'm representing the Historical Commission on the CPC. And it's been a lot of fun for me to participate in the Historical Commission, and just a little bit over the past several months with the CPC. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you and getting to know you and trying to help get the job done. Just want to put in a plug for the Historical Commission. We have a few seats open on the commission, and if you know people who are interested in the history of the town and preserving the town's history, and participating in a lot of great projects that we have underway, please ask them to apply in the town talent bank and express interest in the Historical Commission.
Thanks, David.
Paul Huggins. I've been on this committee for a while. I don't really know how many years, and I forget. The committee's changed a little bit over the years. I think it's been like 6 years or 7 or 8.
At least, yeah.
And I'm on the Conservation Commission, and I like being involved in town committee because, you know, you get to find out what's going on and maybe contribute one thing or another that could be helpful or whatever. So it's been a nice experience. I like this committee. I always say because we get to spend money, but support really great. So I know we'll continue with that mission. So thank you very much.
And Paul is also our vice chair.
Oh, I forgot.
I will remind you, trust me. Often.
I'm Joanne Crowley, and planning board representative. And I think, I don't know, I feel like I've been here forever, but it's probably only been 3 years. This committee in particular, I think, weighs in pretty heavily in terms of priorities and action that the town can take to make real improvements. And that I enjoy most. I mean, I truly enjoy the planning board, but rarely do we get the chance, other than through zoning amendments, how boring could that be, to affect some change. But here, it's boots on the ground kind of thing, and I think it's just wonderful to be members of this team. And working with Don Gray in particular. So I look forward to another good year.
Lee
Hamilton. I've been a member of the Community Housing Committee for a long time. I don't know how many years. And you must have been on this committee longer than 3 years, Julie, because I think I came on 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So I'm the representative from the Community Housing Committee of this. And I think it's been 3 years or maybe more. I don't know. I'm going to keep track of that.
Well, you got to use the COVID benchmark. In 2020, when we went into COVID, I think you were on it.
Not during COVID.
Okay, so you came on after COVID. So
great, thank you. Drew?
My name is Drew Kraus, and it says right here that I was appointed on 12/10/24. A couple of months ago, several months ago.
I did a lot of research. So the one that was in your packet that I sent out Monday, I think.
Yeah.
This is updated from that because I spent this morning trying to
I know.
figure out where we exactly stand, and now we know.
Again,
Right.
because I I'm a member of the board of the Housing Authority, and the Housing Authority has a rep on this board, and I replaced somebody who needed to resign from the board. I'd been a long time
Mhm.
member of this. And I started with town stuff several years ago at the senior center with the age-friendly committee and got recruited to the community housing committee. And then and the opening came up for an election on the housing authority, and I was persuaded to go for that. So now
Great.
I want that. That's the deal.
Great, thank you, welcome.
I'm Debbie Clark, and I've been on 4 years now, and I represent a recreation, which I was on for, still on 35 years. And I'm one of the directors for the Yarmouth PD 5K race. So I'm very involved in the town. That way I don't have to be.
Thank you. Just a comment, for the different people that represent other committees to the CPC. Just remember to bring back our plan to your committee, as applications are being done in the fall or even beforehand if you're meeting, to make sure that they're aligned, or if you have, they may have questions that you might be able to answer. If not, you might have to contact Dawn Marie. But it's important that you not only bring their information to us as a whole, but you bring our information back to them. Here's the application. Here's, the deadline's coming up. Is it going to be in on time? Do they have other questions and information? So we just want to make sure that that information goes back and forth. And Dawn Marie had recommended last week, and I highly recommend, if you're not already on, to get the emails from the statewide CPC. They have a email. They don't send out newsletters that often, but just go on the state website for the CPC, plug in your email, and you'll get updates of information when they're doing funding, if there's something going on. It's just really just good knowledge. I found it very helpful as a whole for the whole state. And then we're going to talk about a little bit later on our dates that we've set for meetings in the fall. If you're unable to attend any and you know in advance, please let Dawn Marie or I know. You all have my email, just so that if there's 3 or 4, we need a quorum that can attend. If there's some big thing going on that we're not aware of, we can reschedule ahead of time and not be trying to cancel at the last minute. Oh, here's the website.
Yep,
for
that's what the
state.
website looks like. And I can send out the link again.
But you
They can
just,
see they have a lot of, they have a great data bank, which is where I go to look for, is there a comparable project in another town? Or it's got tons and tons of information, technical assistance where we can ask technical questions, and they're always advocating for more money to go into the trust fund to be redistributed back out to the towns. So that's what the website looks like.
but a lot of their Excel spreadsheets are really interesting to read, of all the communities that are involved in CPC in the state, because not everybody is. And what projects and how much money they get, what kinds of projects they hold. So it's been interesting to go through their information. Just to talk about our 2025-26 schedule, we are required to place legal ads, and they will be done on June 25th and July 9th. Just talking about that the application will be coming forward, that we're looking forward to a new year. You all received a copy of that, and Dawn Marie takes care of that. That will be in the paper.
And there is a hard copy that I
Yep,
just
in the
handed out.
packet.
So you can, if there's any typos, let me know.
And that will be taken care of. Our application for this coming year will be online June 25th. And the application deadline closes September 5th. So people are pretty good about knowing that we exist. They are great about contacting Dawn Marie with questions and for information. But if you all have any questions, or you're hearing, oh geez, somebody wants to do this, is it doable? Is it something that we should bring before the committee? We'd rather have the questions, ask 1,000 questions beforehand, rather than last minute and having to get information back before the deadline hits. The applications, as I said, to the CPC are due we'll see them the 12th of September. And then below that are our meeting dates. So take a look at the dates. They'll start the end of September and then run every Wednesday through that's okay, middle of November. They will be in this room from 3 to 5 roughly. We don't go past 5 o'clock. Dawn Marie's great about sending packets out in advance, so you'll be able to see the application, see who's coming in. After we review them, we will see if we want to have any of the applicants come in and talk to us about it, or if we have questions. Dawn Marie's been great about saying to them, hey, here are the questions from the committee. Could you get us back the answers? Or we have a question about your finances. What are you contributing to it? That wasn't listed. So there's a lot of back and forth, and then we'll have people come in after November. Any questions?
I do have.
Go ahead. Yeah.
With regard to our annual public meeting and the annual report, Dawn Marie, you might be able to answer this.
Yep.
Where in the schedule is that? And, we're required, I think, to prepare an
Right.
annual report that we then present at a public meeting. I
And
recall-
it's, right, it's the community preservation plan needs to be updated annually. So the one that we have in the room today is from 2024. We'll hold a public hearing,
I think we looked at
get
September
input
10th.
on it, update it, and that'll be the plan for 2025.
Um,
We didn't put it on the calendar yet because I think it's gonna have to be in the
In
fall.
September.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I, of course, yeah.
We've done it in June sometimes.
I remember.
Yeah.
we did a second one, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not,
It's just not gonna happen.
no.
We were looking at a possible date of September 10th, a Wednesday, doing it here. Or, I mean, downstairs in the select room, or in the hearing room. So we'll plan on that. But again, if people want to look through our plan, if there's commentary, if there's questions, get it to Dawn Marie over the next month or two, so that we can get it together. And then we'll put out the announcement in August that we'll have the public hearing. Last time, we had a couple of people come that were going to submit applications and just had specific questions about their application, not necessarily about the committee in general. And we answered them, and it was less, I think, like an hour meeting. It wasn't that long. But we'd like as many committee people that can attend at that. Questions? Thanks, Joanne.
I'm just, again, I guess my question is, when might we see a draft of this for 2025? Sometime before the public meeting, I presume.
No, because it gets updated. Well, unless anybody brings me something from your committee, that could happen too. Like if conservation has input from the Conservation Commission about open space. I mean, it gets updated by public input or committee input.
So, I'm sorry to go down this road, but there will be a 2025 plan.
Yes.
And it'll come out probably in December.
So it won't be in conjunction with this annual meeting that we have. The piece of information the public will have before that kind of hearing in the hearing room would be this.
Right.
I see. Okay.
It's yeah.
But if
And
it's,
then that then comments and whatever become the 2025.
Incorporated
Yeah.
into the 2025, which is, things got knocked off a bit during COVID because of course we weren't really doing public hearings and
But we would update this for all of the actions we took at annual town meeting.
oh, no, it's really conceptual. It talks about like goals, opportunities, challenges.
Not specific.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, sure.
but if you're on a specific, let's say, community housing or historic, you might want to take that page, let's say it's for historic for David, take this page back to your committee and say, how would we like to see? Do we want new information? Has it changed? Is there something else we have to add into it? Because we're not going to know that. You will as the rep to bring it back or give it to Dawn Marie. Okay. Questions? Other
Again, I just want to mention that we do have major accomplishments that we do.
We
that would be
do, you're
updated.
right,
They're
yes.
just one
Right,
line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will, yeah, include those.
Any other?
This is a schedule that we didn't get printed out. correct?
Right,
Okay, we
but it
did
is-
get via email.
you did get it via email. And it looks like it has something to do with the paper size and it might be the printer. So I'll get copies of this, hard copies for you. If you'd like them after the meeting. And it starts, you can see where we are now actually is down here at the bottom. We're in, June. May, June, let's see, June. Active project updates. I'm trying to work on that. New contracts for the previous town meeting would be starting July 1, the new
Mhm.
fiscal year. And here we are today, the 18th. We've got the updated application materials. Honestly, they haven't changed in years. But if anybody sees anything that needs to be changed, you can let me know. Friday or Monday or Tuesday. And then the summer is outreach and organization on my end usually. And then in the, here it says July and August annual plan that Joanne is talking about, reviewed and edited. And then we go back to the top. August is when we get information from the state about how much money is going into our account from the trust fund. September, I have to do a report back to the state to let them know the status of all our projects. And then September 5th is our deadline for applications and we'll start, that's when we start, again, the active review of the applications.
Questions?
I'm a little embarrassed, but I don't understand the acronyms yet. Those initials like
Okay,
COY.
End of year?
Okay.
yeah.
CP2, why is it 2 and 3?
CP2 is a state report that the treasurer's office supplies to the state so that they can give us our money. So that's an internal administrative thing. CP3, same thing. It's a report I now provide to the that coalition so that they can integrate it into their database that everybody has access to, and the state can track our projects through that. What else is in here? FTM, that's fall town meeting. And you
Board
can,
of Selectmen, BOS?
oh, and I should change that to SB for
Yep.
select board.
Mhm.
And I'll also just point out that,
I know what TBD means.
yeah.
But
We,
this is why we're doing this, to
Yeah.
get everybody freshly on the same page and everybody's starting at the same point.
which is very helpful. The fall town meeting date has not been set, but it is scheduled to be determined by the select board at their August 5th meeting. So once they choose the date for the fall town meeting, then we will know when we have to have or I have to have the articles drafted. If there's anything that comes to the committee that would be appropriate for a fall town meeting. It's not usually the case. Usually everything is heard at the spring annual town meeting, but occasionally applications can come in that fit and are appropriate for fall. So that's why that date is important to us.
Other questions, comments, thoughts? We're good? Okay. Thanks, John Marie. So legal ads, application goes out, the application deadline, and then our meeting dates. Then you all can let us know. We'll just plan on coming
Yeah.
back September 24th unless we hear from anybody differently that it doesn't work. But it seemed like the consensus was Wednesdays at 3 worked for everybody. So we'll keep it that way. Anything else?
Yeah, I just have one.
Yep,
question.
go ahead, Paul.
I've asked it many, before, probably always forget, what newspaper do you propose to?
Cape Cod Times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it goes in the hard copy, but it goes online. I don't know anybody who gets the hard
I
copy.
do.
Oh, do you?
It does.
Oh, okay, good.
You sell a hard copy, I like
every day.
We were supposed to be getting hard copies, but they just never get delivered. So
No,
we just
Yeah,
go online and see it, and it's there, so it qualifies as public
okay. I think there
notification.
needs to be a different answer, like a register.
Yeah.
yeah, that folded a few years ago.
Did it?
We also put it on channel 8, which used to be channel 18. We try to get it put on the 2 community information boards, which is the sign in front of the Chamber of Commerce
Mhm.
and also the sign in front of the high school. I do an email blast out to all the email addresses I have of past applicants, and it's just a whole mess of emails that we've accumulated. And we'll put a, thing on social media. Now we have a communications director, so we'll be able to pass everything along to her, and she'll distribute it among our platforms,
Yeah.
whatever they
Well,
are.
Yeah, yeah.
I always thought it was historic. And one of the, I think it might be the tax bill or something, a little line
Hmm.
about, what is potentially allowed or not allowed in an historic district in terms of, architecture and so on and so forth. And I thought that was a great idea, that the Conservation Commission should do that. No one has taken me up on it, but do you ever think about that kind of program in order? to
I haven't,
Taxpayers.
Do a mailer with the text.
Yeah, the mailer that comes with, I think it's a tax bill.
It is, I think it's the assessor's card.
um,
comes with it.
Yeah.
Certainly.
it's something to consider. It's very competitive because everybody wants to be in that mailing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so, because it only comes out, I think twice or 4 times a
twice
year.
for the tax bill, but then they get heavy if everybody's putting something in the tax bill and the mailing gets harder,
Yeah.
the postage.
But it's the newspapers.
Right.
They don't
I
exist.
I look at the Cape Cod Times online very briefly, that's something I
Mhm.
get. But it just seems to me with the, with the way newspapers have gone by the board that. we
Is there
need to
another way?
And everybody always points to, well, it's online, but that's a whole
Hmm. Yeah.
cumbersome thing sometimes. I mean, I go on the Yarmouth Town website sometimes, and it's not the easiest thing.
No,
to follow,
No,
No,
and I always thought this was a great idea.
it is. Like I said, that's why it's pretty competitive, because we've got Old Kings Highway gets it once a year. And then the scholarship
yeah.
committee gets it once a year. They send out, do you want to contribute to the scholarship fund?
Those are the only 2 that I've seen.
There are a couple others that
Well, I put
are,
it all on one piece of paper.
and then you can get your magazine, your magnifying glass.
Yes.
But it is something to,
My piece,
think
where do you
about.
live north of Route 6?
6A, within 2 miles, I had to get approval when they
Yeah.
changed the color of my house.
Like,
Yeah.
is that why we get it?
Yeah.
Old Kings
Yeah.
Highway is 6A in more than one town. It's in Barnstable.
6A.
It's the whole.
Oh, yeah.
it's
All the way up to
Barnstable, Brewster,
Orleans.
Yeah, it's all the way
2
up.
miles from 6A is still considered in these journals.
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway.
if you're north of the
But we
Midway.
can check into it and then,
Yeah, and we're, trying to work with the communications director as to communicating generally about as much town stuff as possible.
Who is the communication?
Lori Sullivan. She did the Lori. She did you, if you saw the video of the St. Patrick's Parade, she was emceeing that.
Yeah, okay, well.
And,
Something everybody, well, I think everybody. Mostly.
Yes.
Yeah. the tax bill and the water bill, that's,
Christine's online.
I see that. Let's,
Hi, Christine, welcome to the meeting.
allowed to talk. How about
There
that?
you
How
go.
about
There you go.
Christine, are you unmuted?
Yes,
Welcome. Thanks for being the representative and joining the committee. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Did you want to, we can go around the table with our names again if you missed that part.
I wrote people down, so I've got Judy, David, Paul. I'm not
Okay.
sure
Oh,
about
hold on.
Crowley.
Christine.
just trying to get familiar. And I apologize, I haven't used my Zoom in a while, so I haven't been able to figure it out with the camera situation.
Think at her end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Christine, we're just having trouble hearing you. It's very soft, so if you can raise the volume at your end a little bit, maybe?
okay. Is that any better?
A little bit.
Okay,
The mic.
all right. All right, well, I won't do a lot of talking then. How about that?
Okay, we're gonna continue then, okay?
Okay,
We talked a little bit already about the plans. Again, if people need copies of it, we have, and Dawn Marie was great about sending the links with the email that we received. So we have the Community Preservation Committee plan, the Vision Plan, the Open Space and Recreation Plan, and the Housing Production Plan. So when people do applications for a grant from this committee, they should look at these plans and sort of make it correlate a little bit to something that's in there, and it shouldn't just be something random that they want to do. The town's gotten really good the last couple of years about making sure that they either correspond with the capital improvement plan or one of these plans so that there's more cohesiveness all around. Okay. And if you have questions about them, again, just contact us, or if you think something isn't right compared to what your committee is talking about, we can talk to the select board and the town manager.
And I think I think personally, well, the best place to start is the community preservation plan, because
Yeah.
that's us. But from a good perspective is the vision plan, because there was a lot that went into the
Yeah.
development of it, a lot of public input. And it is the basis for the local comprehensive plan, which is under development, under revision now. So, and it's again, just as big as the open space and rec plan or the housing production plan. So it's not easy to like use, but the vision plan is.
Yeah.
And even the open space and rec plan has tables that show you specific goals and action steps. So.
Any questions so far about anything? The meeting minutes, that's the only change to the agenda today. We will not be reviewing them. We'll do those at our meeting in the fall. From April 23rd.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. You've got a few things you've had to do. Is there anything else from anybody on the committee to bring up, any updates from your representative committees or information that we should have or share at this point? We're good.
It's the Community Housing Committee. I missed our last meeting. But I understand, we played our role with the Affordable Housing Trust
Mm-hmm.
on the muck.
Yep.
And that committee is reviewing everybody's requests, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll hear at some point in
What their recommendation
going
is.
forward.
Great. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate it. Debbie, anything from rec or?
Yeah. You're talking, you've had pickleball. And they're talking about shading for Flax Pond. And it's considered a recreation type program. I told them I'd get more information, but
So somehow providing shade to the pickleballs courts?
yeah,
Okay.
well, basically where people stand. And
Oh,
sit.
okay. Oh, all right. So some sort of bench and covering.
Yeah, and they have a big tournament every year.
Okay.
So it's, I've asked them, if you have any ideas, let me know now and I'll bring it forward.
Okay.
We get a new director, so.
At the rec department?
Anthony's gone
Oh, okay.
and Steve's in.
He was at Barnstable, right? Steve? Was he at
Yes.
Barnstable? Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to do the boys basketball there. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have an assistant too.
Okay.
I forget what his name is, Jack, I think.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
This isn't a committee report per se, but I did mention it when we started the meeting. the Rick Tresby, who was the founder of Housing Assistance Corporation. I guess he died June 6th. I just saw it today on Facebook. And then I Googled his obituary, which is very comprehensive about the obituary.
Thank you.
So he was the founder of Housing Assistance.
the Housing
Corporation,
Assistance,
FPT.
Thank you, Lee. Drew, anything?
Last time I was here, I filled you in on
Yep.
what's going on. Status quo.
Okay. Paul, you can't look at her.
Conservation.
Yeah.
Won't have a meeting, but, have one the day before the July 3rd, so if
Okay.
you're not getting your hamburgers and hot dogs ready for the next day. I think it's going to be. They laid it out. At some point in time, I don't know if this is the right time, but I think that would be important to review town application from the town, various town committee, but sometimes we had a little more, the challenge with them in terms of the completeness of the applications, and I hope that the message will deliver, follow through. I don't know, there's some other things that I've noticed over the time, like, I like it sometimes to discuss the reimbursement aspect of this committee. And
Okay.
how that relates, for example, to the town or other organizations. So that I think there's better understanding of
Did you
how
want,
that works.
did you want to change it or just better
Well,
explanation of how it
don't
works?
necessarily want to change it. I think it's just a matter of, there's one group in town who kind of made a arrangement with
Yep.
the town.
Right,
And, I kind of never really understood how that was
Okay.
made and why that was made the way it was. And so, because everybody else has to be in.
right, do the other one,
be
yeah.
Reimbursed and in that case.
Okay. Well, I'll put it on the agenda for our meeting in
Yeah,
September.
and just to discuss it again so that there's no murkiness. in
Okay, great.
How things go. And, but generally, everything goes pretty well.
Mhm.
Sure, I hope there's some really great application. So.
Yeah.
So.
Great, thank you. Joanne?
I'm sorry, I wasn't here. for
No,
the
no, you're
question.
fine. It's just the committee member updates from anything from the planning board or anything else?
Yep, our planning board, our most recent, meeting, we finalized draft number 2 of the local comprehensive plan,
Okay,
and we have submitted that to the Cape Cod Commission for preliminary review. This is a big step, in terms of, we've already met with the Cape Cod Commission once. They're the approving authority,
mhm,
and the state as well. And we've been, we've got, 3 sets of consultants who are helping us with this. They are finishing up several pieces of work by June 30th, at the end of the fiscal year,
okay,
on visioning for 28, in terms of multi-use, meaning both commercial and residential. We've got a consultant on for that, which will be incorporated into the plan at some point. The local comprehensive plan draft, which Don Reed gave me, again, was submitted to the commission. We like to get their feedback early. We have to follow some of the template that they have. Doesn't necessarily fit the way we think about things, but
Mhm.
we've done it before. And we've worked through it on this one as well.
okay,
One chapter is missing. Excuse me. The capital improvement plan, we're still working on that, and we wanted to have some more input from the CPC and Bill Scott as to how we go forward with that because it was presented and accepted at town meeting. But it's a chapter that needs, or it's one chapter that's in the works. But things like the open space and rec plan, the housing production plan, those are all appendices to the.
To yours, yeah.
And what we do is we parse out the most important elements of the plan and identify them as action items in the plan. So that's what we've been focusing on.
Great, thank you very much. David, anything?
Sure, just a little update. The Historical Commission regularly reviews requests for architectural changes and other things on buildings within the historic district, and buildings that are over 75 years old. And there are one or two of those matters pending all the time, the meetings. The main thing that we've been focused on since the town meeting in April is furthering the design of the Revolutionary War Monument that will be installed in time for the 250th anniversary of Yarmouth's Declaration of Independence. That's June 20th, 2026. So a year from Friday. And it was on that date that Yarmouth declared independence. And the project is on track well to have the thing completed well before that event. And there's some other events being planned around it by the Historical Society of Old Yarmouth and the Sons of the American Revolution and other organizations. So those are long lead things, but we're keeping in touch with the contractor to make sure everything's on track. And
Right.
that the organizations who will be participating in the event of the unveiling of the thing are gearing up and getting excited,
Great.
drawing people.
It'll be a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's definitely one of these things that we need to make sure it gets to Laurie Sullivan, Communications Director.
Great cities.
On my notes too.
Yeah, now that we have somebody. One of the things when Joanne was talking, she kept mentioning the Cape Cod Commission. It's a great organization, commission here on the Cape, but they also have pieces. I know I pulled from one of their newsletters celebrating National Historic Preservation Month, and they actually listed like how many historical properties Yarmouth has and what categories, whether they're burial grounds, structures, buildings, what kind of protection they have, what year they were built, pre-1700, whatever. So that's another group that has great just information for us if we needed to reference it or look at, and it lists all the towns on the Cape. So you could say, well, where's Barnstable at, or Orleans, or where do we sit with the other towns? So Cape Cod Commission's another one that has newsletters that come out and on their website and stuff, information to reference. Anything, Dawn Marie, from? Oh, sorry.
But yeah, would the commission send something in draft to the town or to maybe the historical commission to make sure they got it all right?
Oh, I don't know. I just stuff that I had pulled that I had received.
So
Yeah.
are you familiar with that particular
Well,
piece of work that they're,
I don't know about this stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'd like to know more about it. I'll
yeah,
read it.
touch
the
base with
commission
you.
is into a lot of different things.
Yeah,
And
it
we
is.
don't know
Everything.
probably most of them.
Yeah.
In fact, many of them we don't know. But they are, they're a very good group. But as you said, Judy, they're worth paying attention to
Yeah,
in all aspects. They're doing a visioning for Route 6A. We
right.
just had several public meetings on that. So they're touching all sorts of things in Yarmouth all the time.
Part of what the historical commission does is to fulfill the requirements of a town bylaw, historic preservation. But another part of it has to do with fulfilling the requirements of the Cape Cod Commission Act. So we get
Yeah.
some of the responsibility for these things from the Cape Cod Commission, and we communicate with them about those. But I'm glad you told me about this document, so I can
Yeah, I'll share it with you.
the commission.
Great. John Marie, anything at your end?
No, nothing else from me.
If we're all set, do you want me to read this or?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I don't see anybody else on, but I
Yeah, we can say goodbye to Christine.
think, yeah, Christine, we're gonna be going into executive session now, so I'm gonna shut down the Zoom. But I think you're familiar with the topic that we're gonna discuss.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
sure
Have a
thing.
good week.
See you next time.
Okay,
All right.
and I am going to shut that, and then if you could read the motion.
The Community Preservation Committee will enter into executive session pursuant to MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property, as conducting an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the town.
And
Shut that down.
the meeting, I probably can't see that bottom line right above, it's on yours too, but right
Oh, the
above
meeting will adjourn following executive session and not reconvene in an open session.
So is there a second to that motion?
Second,
We can have a vote, Debbie?
Aye.
Lee?
aye.
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 Very good. We will enter the executive session.